Service above self. That is the motto of Rotary International. And it kind of speaks for itself that people do become Rotarians because I'm a Rotarian, we are interested in humanitarian work. And it may not be just in our own community, but it could be all around the world that we get involved in helping other people. In order to learn more about Rotary, and for our viewers, you might find this discussion we're having here today so interesting and exciting. We will let you know how you can become a Rotarian, how you can learn more about it and get involved in a local Rotary club. This discussion came up not too long ago when Alan Ludlow, the Assistant Governor for the Central Valley region here in the Mid-Willamette Valley, and you came to visit my club. We got talking about, let's share the message of Rotary. Let's talk about why people join Rotary. And you mentioned to me that there was a study done by Siegel and Gale, a study that was commissioned by Rotary International to explore why people become Rotarians, what interests people to get involved with Rotary, and you did bring the study with you, Alan. But before we get talking about that, I'd like you to introduce our other guests here today, and then we'll start talking about Rotary and how people can become involved in this great organization.
Well, thank you, Patty. We're delighted to be here. My name is Alan Ludlow. I'm a member of the Beaverton Club in downtown Beaverton. And I'm also the Assistant District Governor for the Central Valley region, which includes Silverton, Molalla, Woodburn, Canby, and Wilsonville. And I've got sitting next to me Tom, who's also an Assistant District Governor. Tom?
Well, thank you, Alan. Yes, Tom Golden. I'm a member of Salem Rotary Club right here in Capital City. And I'm Assistant Governor of the North region of Salem, which is Kaiser East Club in East Salem, West Salem, and the Sunrise Club and Sunset Club for the early risers. And next to me is Karen.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Karen Holton, and I'm a member of the East Salem Rotary Club and the Assistant Governor for the Salem South region, which includes the Creekside Club, the Salem Club, the South Salem Club, the Rotaract Club, which is Rotary for Young Adults, and the Staten Club. And sitting next to me, I have our incoming District Governor, Tom.
Thanks, Karen. I'm a member of the West Lynn Rotary Club. And as the District Governor, there are 82 clubs in our district, 73 of which are Rotary clubs, and the remaining number are Rotaract clubs. Our district actually covers all the way from the coast of Oregon to the Idaho border nearly, and the northern part of Oregon and the southern part of Washington. Thanks for having us here.
Oh, well, thank you for coming. And again, the thanks really goes to Alan. We got visiting when he came to my Woodburn club, and we thought, wouldn't this be great to pull some local folks together and bring the incoming District Governor, 5100 District Governor, and talk about why people become Rotarians, what's in it for us. And the study was done. So I don't know, I'll turn it over to you, Alan. Do you want to just kind of talk a little bit about the study, what got this discussion going, and what can we share with the audience about the benefits of being a Rotarian and why being a member of Rotary International is really important to us and to the work we do as Rotarians?
Well, I think all of us here are dedicated Rotarians. We've been involved for a number of years, and we're very familiar with Rotary. But Rotary International commissioned this study by Siegel and Gale. They're a very well-known public relations firm, and they found that 40% of the people had never heard of Rotary. 40% knew the name. It's a wheel. What does that mean? And only 20% were really familiar with what Rotary did. So they asked some additional questions about why Rotary, and what they found is they asked people who are joining Rotary and who stay in Rotary why they got involved. And a major issue is friendship. Rotary does a lot to bring the community together and great friendship. Another important reason is for community service. Rotary does a huge amount of community service. Another opportunity is networking with other Rotarians, and then also international service. So I think each of us have some comments we can make about those various areas, and we'll let Tom summarize anything, District Governor Tom, if he wants to. So I'll turn it back to you.
All right. Well, I know from my own experience, I was our Rotary Club president last year, and there were some projects that were particularly important to me, some that we have been involved in for some time, and then a couple of new things or different phases of things, such as, for example, just maybe prime the pump here for you folks to talk about what you're doing in your area. In Woodburn, there's a public park. Well, we have several public parks, as does Salem and the other communities, and one called Centennial Park. Our Woodburn Rotary Club has supported that from the very beginning in numerous ways, and most recently working with the city and also some other local entities to take down the old, worn-out, unsafe playground equipment and put up new playground equipment. So that's an ongoing thing. We also had former members, you may know Dr. McAllister and his wife, and they left us a very generous gift. Dr. McAllister was a dentist, and we are using their gift to provide dental service to people in our area who, if it weren't for, and then two of our current members, who are both dentists, provide the dental care, and this is medical care that people in our community would not otherwise have access to if it weren't for this van being available a couple of times a month. And then we partner with another nonprofit. That other nonprofit provides the administrative work. And then you mentioned the international. There are a couple of international things. One of our members owns a ambulance company and was able to take the lead on taking an ambulance to the Dominican Republic, and we filled it with supplies, medical and otherwise, and everyday things, including coloring books and whatnot for the children in the area. And then there were two other international projects that were particularly important to me, both of them in South Africa, but totally unrelated to each other. One, we have been supporting a teenage girl with her education, providing a scholarship, and if it weren't for that, she wouldn't be getting an education at all. And her name's Florence, and although I've never met her, I feel like I know her very, very well because she communicates with us too. And then the other one is the horrible effects of AIDS in South Africa, and many, many children at all ages are left orphans. And so there's an orphanage there that takes these children in and raises them, provides education and care until they're into their adulthood. So just a couple of examples of what we do in our club. And so maybe that'll spur you to, and if we want to go to Tom here to talk about what you do in your club.
Well, some of the projects, I mean, part of the friendship, how that friendship develops and things is, I know we just had some Rotarians from our club, the Salem Club, went to Haiti and built some wells and sanitation projects, and this is hospitals receiving their first clean water and things of that nature. And it's been a passion for some of the Rotarians. That's the fun part of Rotary, is you can find what your passion is, like you mentioned some of the international and local projects. But part of that then is on the local level of just, we meet weekly, of course, and there's a cross-section of community that we get to enjoy. And the fun part about Rotary too is, you mentioned the Rotaract clubs. I think Rotaract are young professionals, or what you'd consider, I don't know, what ages?
18 to 30.
18 to 30. And then some Rotarians are, and then we have the full-fledged Rotarians, or some in their late 20s or things. And so not only do you get to enjoy each other's company, but there's a chance to enjoy different members of the community you wouldn't have a chance to meet otherwise. And then there's the cross section of age and
Age,
experience
yeah,
and all those
yeah.
things that go along with that.
Yeah. We too, in our club, we also have family members.
Sure. Sure.
Builds our membership
Right.
quite easily.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I'm a second generation Rotarian.
But I mean, currently in our club,
Yeah.
my husband,
Okay.
and of course he was a member, because I go way back before when women were first
Yeah.
invited in.
Right.
And so had accompanied him, did a lot of the volunteer work, and I said, well, why can't I be a Rotarian? And then Rotary did
Yep.
did invite women in, and now one of our daughters is a Rotarian. Actually, our son is, but lives in another town. So
I was a Rotarian before they let women in, and letting women in has really helped Rotary, and I'll give you some examples. There are nearly 35% of our members in our district now are women. And not only that, I don't know if you remember when they came in, but this next year, during my year as a district governor, is the 30th anniversary of women in Rotary. And at our district conference that will be down in Seaside, we will celebrate that. We have the first woman Rotarian coming to speak with us, as well as the first woman Rotary president coming to speak to our district for our celebration at the end of the year. It's really made a big difference in Rotary. Women have just changed a lot in Rotary. It's been terrific. I was also thinking, when you were talking about the dental thing that your club does, there's a Rotary club, I think it's the Newburgh Club, actually sends dentists from around our district to different countries to do dental work all over the world, actually. So, yeah.
But talking about family, my daughter just recently graduated from college, and they have a program for young professionals called RILA. And they take them off for a week, and they bring in internationally recognized speakers, and she just really got fired up and pumped
Good,
up when she met these other young people about this community service they were doing and how they were helping. And so she decided to do a service project in Africa and taught teachers how to
fantastic.
teach and climb Mount Kilimanjaro. But she got pumped up from that Rotary experience. So it is a family type of affair, and you can involve the family in it completely.
it is.
And meetings aren't always at noon now either. You know, there's a lot of clubs that are still meeting at lunch, and probably the majority of them do, but there's a lot of early morning clubs. And there's happy hour clubs now, so you don't have the expense of paying for a meal every time you go, or you don't have to eat the food that's provided for you there. You can order, and they're very successful at our district as well.
Right here in Salem, there are several.
Sure.
You're noon.
Yeah, we
and
meet at noon, and then some of the clubs are, there's a Sunrise Club that meets Wednesday mornings, and then a Sunset Club that's actually meets Tuesday nights.
Yeah. So whatever works for the club. There's a lot of flexibility within the club itself.
Well, the nice thing in the Salem area too is with 9 Rotary clubs in the area, there is a Rotary meeting every workday.
Yep.
And so Monday through Friday, whatever works with your schedule, there is a Rotary meeting going on one of those days in the Salem area. So that's nice as well. So if Wednesday doesn't work for you, maybe Tuesday or Friday does, and there's a club that meets those days as well.
And as a Rotarian, you're always welcome to any of those clubs. As a Rotarian, whether you're a member in Portland or Salem, wherever you travel in the world, you're welcomed as a member of Rotary. So that it's an important part of Rotary.
You know, that ability to network with other Rotarians. Rotarians have, and this was the thing that attracted me, I spent a lot of my career in banking, and I watched character deteriorate in this country, but Rotary has the 4-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Well, if I know someone else is Rotarian, I feel a lot more comfortable in doing business with them because I know that they can apply the 4-way test to them.
And we do support our fellow members' businesses, generally speaking, as much as we can.
Sure.
We want to help each other out.
Sure.
Well, I think that's one thing that's nice in the new focus of Rotary. For many years, there's been this unspoken rule that you don't talk about your business at Rotary, that if you get your name mentioned in the newspaper, somebody in the club might ask for a couple dollars be donated from you. But now they've come back around to that whole foundation of how Rotary began, which was based off of our vocations. And so it's really important now to share what you do and use it as a networking tool and talk about what you do as a vocation in your clubs.
Yeah, the district has a new vocational committee. It's designed specifically to help clubs figure out how to share that vocational piece between each other. Also on our district website, there's what we are calling R2R, which is Rotarian to Rotarian, where a business can list their business under the Rotary in the website, the Rotary website, and then any other Rotarian, no matter where they're at in the world, can look it up. So for instance, if they came here and needed an auto mechanic or needed somebody to help them with whatever it may be, they can look it up right on the website and be working with another Rotarian.
And like you're saying, Alan, there's some goodwill that comes with that, and if you're looking for that mechanic, you
Right.
have a pretty good sense that the person is a good, sound businessman or woman, and you're more likely to do business with them. They come with some recognition and reputation, if you will.
One of the things, though, I've enjoyed about Rotary is the fellowship and working on joint projects with other Rotarians. We, in the Beaverton Club, we go and help at the school disperse clothes out to poor families. So I got to work with several different Rotarians, not just in a formal meeting session, but individually with them, and got to know them and find out more about them. And that was a lot of fun. And then we do Meals on Wheels, a couple of us, and so I got to spend a couple of hours with a couple of other Rotarians, getting to know them better. So the fellowship has really been an important thing to me when our society seems to be so disjointed. To really get to know people on a more intimate basis, I think is very good.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why so many younger people are joining Rotary is because they want to give back to their community, and this gives them a way that if they don't have a lot of resources themselves, that they can join in with some other people and do some really good things in the community. And I know the Salem clubs in particular have had a huge impact on the Salem area. Riverfront Park, for example, was built largely by Rotary projects. Every year the 10 Rotary clubs in the Salem area get together and play golf to raise money to give every single fourth grader in Salem, Kaiser Public and private schools a dictionary, and I think Woodburn is included in that as well. And the Kaiser Club just built the big toy at the Kaiser Rapids Park, where the year before they had built the amphitheater, and they helped put in the new turf field at McNary High School. And I know that the Rotary clubs have been instrumental in all of the turf fields that have gone in. I think McKay is the last high school to get a turf field, and they're working on that this year. And I know their principal has been in touch with our club, the East Salem Club, about how we might be able to help with that, and we're looking forward to doing that. But it's ways that I know I don't have the financial resources to be able to go and put a turf field in at McKay, which is my alma mater, and I'm proud to be a Royal Scot. But together with the other people in my club, we can pool our resources and make sure that that happens for those people.
True.
And through the foundation, Rotary International
Yeah.
Foundation, that we donate to, they actually we donate to the Rotary International Foundation, and they use the money to gain interest over 3 years. And then half the money comes back to us to do local and half to do international projects. So when Karen's talking about the dictionaries, for instance, it's simple for a Rotary Club to apply for a grant, a district designated grant, and double their buying power as far as books. And when she mentioned that, that's I love that project. I love
I do
giving
too.
those
I love that
those
project.
out to kids. It's just so much fun. But last year, our district did over 22,000 books in our district. So it seems like it's a local impact here, which it really is. But it's actually, we impact a lot of the area of where District 5100 is.
Oh,
I love that, the dictionary project. And the dictionary, we even stepped it up, not this year, last year, and got the enhanced,
The enhanced
copy of the
dictionary.
dictionary. And I loved that dictionary so much. And we realized we had one left over. And I said to our Rotarian who chaired that, I said, can I have that leftover one? It's a great dictionary. But what's really, really precious is going to deliver the dictionaries in the classrooms and
best.
talking to the kids. And these kids, these students, the fourth graders, are so appreciative of it. And I go with my husband, who's a former teacher. And so he does all the teacher kind of stuff, but I love asking. So, in this dictionary, it's got all the 50 states, or it has all the states, and how many states are in the United States of America, and all these hands go up. So we have a lot of really smart fourth graders, but what I get out of going into the classroom, it's just priceless, and what the kids, these students get out of having these dictionaries, and they're so anxious to write their name in it. And it's just
often
such
it's
a
their
great
their-
example of what we can do.
It's their first book, their only
Yeah,
book on many
yeah,
of them too,
yeah.
and that's pretty exciting.
I had a great thing happen, and I'll just tell you a real quick story. We were traveling, and we were on a shuttle bus, and I had my Rotary pin on. And this little guy, who was probably 6 or 7 years old, maybe 8 years old, he was whispering to his mom, and his mom said, "Can my son talk to you?" And I said, "Sure." She says, "Are you Rotary? I got a book, and now I'm not even in this country, and somebody is saying, I got a book from Rotary." So the impact that we make seems small sometimes to us, but it's really an impact on kids.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about Rotary, and Tom mentioned it, is this foundation. And I was involved for a number of years in United Way, and raised money and distributed money. Rotary probably has the most efficient system for raising money, where almost all of it, a lot of volunteer effort goes in, but all of it goes back to help people's lives. So I was a former member of the Westland Club. It was a brand new club. We decided we wanted to do a project distributing library books in Costa Rica. And so we raised a little bit of money. We were a brand new club. I think we had 28 members. And then we went to district. We got a matching grant from district. We went to Rotary International, got a matching grant. With our little $2,000-3,000, we ended up with $30,000. And somebody had to go down and help distribute the books. So
Oh, gee.
I volunteered to
Oh,
Costa
darn.
Rica, take my wife with me, who's not a Rotarian. Her schedule doesn't allow her to attend the meetings on a regular basis. We went down, we were greeted by a Rotary Club down there. To do an international product, you have to have a local club. We don't want to come down there as the ugly Americans and say, well, you need television sets in school. We don't even have electricity. What we need are library books. And so we distributed to 10 different schools. Probably each school got several hundred library books. And my wife and I, then we helped put the stamps in with the local club in Alawea. And we were hosted by the Rotarians there. They did a wonderful job. And then we went out with them and distributed the books. And the little children would come out in their uniforms, and they sang for us and they danced for us. And it was just a wonderful experience. My wife has never complained about me going to any Rotary meetings since then.
Well, talking about the international work that Rotarians do, if you like to travel around the world, become a Rotarian, because as Alan is pointing out, there are wonderful opportunities to go and see the fruits of the labor and actually participate in making the fruit become reality on these projects, whether it's water projects or delivering materials and making sure, or going along with medical personnel to help with medical services. It's just a wonderful opportunity to know firsthand and do something firsthand that makes a difference in these countries where there's such horrible poverty and children and families in need.
Well, one of the great service projects, and Tom can address that, is Rotary took on the challenge of polio.
Yes.
And Tom can give us an update on that. There have been tremendous progress after millions of man hours of Rotarian time going and helping out in these countries.
Yeah, Rotary took on polio in 1984, I believe, is when it actually started. And it didn't start in our country. It actually started in the Philippines, and they started thinking that they could take care of polio, get that completely out of their country. Well, when Rotary really got engaged, we decided to see if we couldn't make that a gift to the children of the world by eliminating polio. And at the time that we started doing that in the United States, or in the world, there was 375,000 cases of polio a year. We are now down, and I just checked, we're now down at the end of February. We have 7 cases of polio in the world, and they're in the 2 hardest countries, of course, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan has 6, Afghanistan had 1. We thought that India would be the hardest one to eliminate polio in because there's so many people, but it's been free of polio now for some time, and we've eliminated 2 of the wild polio viruses. 2 and 3 are both eliminated now. There's just polio strain 1. And we think either this year or next year will be the end to polio in the world. And through all of the donations that Rotary has made, the millions of man hours that Rotary has given to make sure this gets taken care of, and from help from world peace members, Bill Gates, several people have donated millions of dollars to make sure it's happening. We're awfully proud as Rotarians to say that that's something we're going to do for the world.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank you again, Alan, for talking to me about making this happen, and Tom and Karen and Tom, thank you so much for joining me, and think about becoming a Rotarian.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.